for nothing. You just go home and take a stick and like, pak, 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 let me beat you. Okay, so we have to be careful, okay? A lot of people claim these things, and we have to really make, because it's an important thing, okay? So the first thing says admonish them first, okay? How long would it take this? This can take for months. This can take for whatever. You keep time, please, go for counseling. You go, please, let's work this out. Next, the second step, the woman who goes around, sleeps, does it, ill conduct, disloyalty, refuse to share their bed, so you don't sleep with her anymore. That's the second, okay, strike. And last, beat them, okay? The word used there, it's lightly, okay? Meaning you're scaring her, you're doing something, you're showing your authority, you're showing that, listen, I'm not going to take this, garbage. You're cheating on me, we have a family and this and that. I'm not going to take that, okay? You're scaring her, you want to save your marriage, you're telling her, no. Okay, it's not like you take a baseball bat and you beat her. Doesn't mean that, and I'll tell you about that word. But if they return to obedience, seek not against them means of annoyance, for Allah is most high grade above you all. Okay? So, and then the next verse says, if you fear a breach between them twain, appoint 2 arbiters. Okay? So appoint someone to help you out there. One from his family and the others from hers, if they wish for peace. So now you go into another step. Why would you go for counseling after you beat the thing out of her and destroy her? No. So it's probably people are not understanding what the Islam means when it talks about what the Quran says about this beating, suppose. And you said it's not. Is it the word of God? I have a problem with it. Well, there's no problem. The problem is with understanding it. It's not that there's a problem there. The word of God stands. There's no problem there. So 2 arbiters, one from his family, one from hers, if they wish for peace. Allah will cause the reconciliation, for Allah had full knowledge and is acquainted with all things. So you see, it's amazing how the system works, because here they're trying to keep the integrity of the family, as opposed to, like, for example, in the West, people will cheat on their wives will cheat on them, blah blah. They find out, well, let's break up right away, boom. No, first help her, try to advise her, then you refuse to share the bed. No, people keep sleeping with each other, blah, sometimes, you cheat on me, that's okay, I cheat on you too. Who cares? Let's cheat again. And then they go sleep. No, Islam keeps the honor of the family, the foundation of that. It knows that there might be children involved, there might be all these things. So it takes 3 steps. Admonish them, refuse to share the bed, and then beat them lightly. Okay, so scare, make sure you maybe, and I'll tell you about the word used, and beat them lightly, okay? But if they turn to obedience, seek not against them means of annoyance. Don't go and beat them, okay? So you're not allowed. Seek not means of annoyance, okay? So you can't, it's not by default that you can beat her, no. It's that in that third option, in the worst case, okay, that you can beat them lightly, scare her, some kind of psychological impact on it. Listen, man, I'm not going to take this, I want to save our marriage, I'm not going to take this, garbage. And then it says, if you're a breach between them, that they're going to depart, then bring some arbitrators and bring someone to help you, okay? Because you don't want to let all your problems known to the whole society right away. You don't want to, get people involved, right? People say, why don't they involve people before that? No, you don't want to get people to think bad about you and say, oh, look at these people having problems. Look at that woman is cheating on him, because Islam conceals your problems to yourself so you can solve them, inshallah, by the will of God. So you can reconcile yourself and be together again. So this is the fairness of Islam, subhanAllah, it's amazing. And it's amazing because the verse 36 says, serve Allah and join not any partners with Him, and do good to parents, kingful, orphans, those in need, neighbors who are near, neighbors who are strangers, the company by your side, the waver you meet, like the traveler, and what your right hand possess. For Allah love not the arrogant and the vigorous. Okay, so it's amazing that this verse follows that. So good deeds, parents, don't be this, don't be that. So you have to look context. You have to look at does it make sense? Compare it to anything else that exists out there. And I'll talk about that word. Okay, be light. So the Arabic word used in verse 34 is idribuhuna, which is derived from the word daraba, which means to beat. So the word daraba means to beat. Idribuhuna doesn't mean to beat, okay? So you have to understand that this is the root word is daraba. It means to beat, okay, which is not the only thing. It can also mean to hit, okay, to hit. Daraba can mean hit, okay. So that's why it says lightly, because it can be like a tap, or and we know from the authentic hadith of the Prophet ﷺ that no one is allowed to hit the face of anyone. No Muslim is allowed to hit the face of anyone. So you cannot hit on the face. That eliminates that totally, okay. So it means hit it, okay. The word idribuna, for example, could also mean leave them, okay. Or when you say, beat it, drop it, get out of here, it can mean that as well, okay. Because when we think about Arabic is amazing, okay. That's where people would have problems with interpreting, because they don't look at the example of the Prophet, peace be upon him. That's why God sent prophets for us to examples. When Umar radiallahu anhu asked, okay, it's amazing, the Prophet ﷺ had those tooth cleaners. They're called a miswak, and it's pretty much as thick as less than a pen. Oh, here I have one. This is a miswak, okay. And I'm not trying here to apologize, but this is a miswak, and this hadith says that he got mad at some woman, and then he told her, I can't even beat a woman with this stick, okay, with this small stick, okay. So we have to, when we understand the Quran, we have to understand it in how the Prophet ﷺ implemented, how he practiced it, how he understood, because he was sent from Allah. Now the problem is in the world, you see the Taliban, for example, beating with these huge sticks. The Prophet ﷺ again said, authentic hadith, and he said that you beat them in the mornings like animals, and then you want to go to them at night like your wives. That's why he told some of the Arabs, some of the Bedouins. So how do you understand that verse? Islam doesn't condone beating. Islam doesn't allow wife beating. Islam doesn't say that. It allows those three options, step by step. Try to get your family back together. Maybe some kind of authoritative, not violence, but stronger approach to it. Okay, maybe you shake her a bit, maybe, okay. Not necessarily, no. It can be also that you don't hit her. Okay, don't even touch her, according to what the Prophet said, right? So it's actually very, very clear that Islam does not allow beating. I'll give you Surah 4, 94. O ye who believe, when you go abroad, darabatum in the cause of Allah. Okay, darabatum, the word the same. Okay, investigate carefully and say not to anyone who offers you a salutation, thou art none of a believer. Okay, so daraba can be here, go abroad, or give, or not give. So it's very important that we understand the usage of the Arabic, and this is why the Quran in the Arabic is so important, and the English language comes so short of it. SubhanAllah, it's amazing. So does the Islam say anything about that? Let's look at the verses which support prohibition of wife beating. Okay, Noble Quran, verse 231. Do not retain them to harm them. Okay, talks about your wives. If a wife fears cruelty or desertion on her husband's part, there is no blame on them if they arrange an amicable settlement between themselves. And such settlement is best, even though men's souls are savored by greed. But if you do good and practice self-restraint, God is well acquainted with all they do. 4:128. So there's no blame on them to arrange an amicable settlement between themselves. Divorce, pretty much, right? So if she feels cruelty or desertion of her husband's part. So if this man comes and beats her, she can divorce him. So you see, we have to take the whole thing. Does Islam condone beating? No, it doesn't. If a man beats her wife, okay, beat her. Beat. You know what beat meaning? Because you said the word beat. Beat meaning you're beating her, okay? She can leave. Islam tells her, leave. You can leave. SubhanAllah, the Quran says it. So this is the word of God. The fairness.